All right, welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday the 13th here. The only bad thing that's really happened thus far is the camera's not really working, but that happens on other days besides Friday the 13th. 94 degrees in the capital right now. Wind is light. It's a little breezy up around Great Falls as west winds gusting up to about 21 miles per hour, 95 degrees. It's a pretty hot summer's day, but we really haven't had a bad, hot summer like we did last summer up to this point. It's been cooler, but nonetheless, temperatures across the state right now, just about everybody up into the 90s here. Little cool down is coming though for tomorrow. Not much in the way of moisture, a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms very close to Montana. Actually, a few were over here in southeastern Big Sky country, but those storms have now shifted into northeastern parts of Wyoming, and there's a lot of moisture down to the south. Monsoon moisture. You can see all the thunderstorms, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, all the way into Nevada and parts of California, seeing some of those monsoon storms as well. But dry for a lot of the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. That's typically what happens here, and at times through the summer we may get some of this monsoon moisture coming up here into the state, but it doesn't look like we've got a whole lot of rain coming anytime soon. Watches and warnings, flood watches and flash flood watches throughout a lot of the southwestern United States. Up there around Washington and Oregon, I've got red flag warnings, fire weather watches here for a lot of northern Nevada, southern parts of Oregon, also southwestern Idaho here where we've got the fire weather watch, and this is where we've got most of the fires as well. Fortunately, because of the monsoon storms, a lot of the wildfires are not growing rapidly, so they're not emitting just an absolute ton of smoke here. So air quality not too terrible throughout a lot of the western United States, even though we've got all of those fires burning still technically down to the south here. Here's the forecast, what will happen in Montana. You're really not going to notice this front as far as cloud cover goes, but Saturday morning this little front will be moving right down along the Rocky Mountain front and the Continental Divide. There may be a couple of sprinkles up there around Babb, around St. Mary, maybe off of the Rocky Mountain front, places like Choteau and Conrad, but a little in the way of some cloud cover. North wind up to about 10-15 miles per hour, and a cooler day than today by about 15 degrees, maybe even 15-20 degrees for some locations. Saturday afternoon and evening, if you're heading to East Helena for the rodeo, heading to Marysville for the picnic there, or Butte America for the folk festival, looks pretty nice tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. Maybe an isolated storm down there around Bozeman over to Three Forks, and then heading into Sunday. Also a pretty nice day here for most of the state, mostly sunny skies. Just an isolated storm over the Little Belts around the Crazies, the Absarokas, the Beartooths could also see an isolated thunderstorm. Maybe just again south of Helena down there around Three Forks could be an isolated thunderstorm coming through late in the day on Sunday. Here's the forecast for tomorrow. This is pretty cool for the middle of July. How about Cut Bank? 68 for the high, 74s in Great Falls and Lewistown, right around 80 degrees for the capital. So a cooler day. It will be breezy, and we will have an increase in the relative humidity tomorrow. That's a good thing here this time of year. Here is the forecast for Sunday. A mostly sunny day. Temperatures back up a little bit above average, but not too bad, not too breezy. All in all, pretty nice weekend here throughout most of the state. Monday, a few isolated thunderstorms could approach the capital area here. Temperatures approaching the lower 90s. And here's the forecast for Tuesday. A few isolated thunderstorms, temperatures in the 90s, west winds 10, 15, 20 miles per hour. So the fire danger continues here. Here's the 7-day forecast for the capital. Tomorrow, right around 80 degrees. Maybe a little cloud cover in the morning, but really a pretty nice day, and maybe an isolated shower or a late afternoon thunderstorm south of town. Sunday's dry, and look at next week in the 90s, as hot as 98 degrees on Thursday. And notice not a lot of precipitation. Geez, just about 2 months ago, every single one of the 7 days on the 7-day forecast had like rain or thunderstorms in there. Now, hardly a day.
Yeah. And this hot weather brings us to rodeos.
That's right. We got the East Helena Rodeo going on tonight. We'll have your highlights for that coming up at 10. But